Yeah. Yes, Mom, I'm a rapper, and I'm sorry this is the lifestyle I chose, but damn it, I love doing this.
Yo,
Yeah.
welcome back to Just Kicking It. I'm Soy and I'm with my buddy,
Polo Show.
and we are part of the hip hop group Lifted Ones. We are MCs, artists, podcasters, and all that good shit. Today we have a really good show. Let's get started. So, first up, global. We got a lot of music dropping, show. And first on the docket, we got 21 Savage. You may be familiar with him. Oh, God. He is a rapper. Where's he from? Atlanta?
It's from Atlanta, man.
Of course. Is he signed to Atlantic Records? Maybe.
Let me confirm while we.
Okay.
But yeah, let's talk about the music. So he dropped Savage Mode 2, which is the follow to his. It was basically a collab mixtape. I was actually checking. It was released independently.
Really?
Before he got signed, that was basically the mixtape that put him on.
Yeah.
And then he dropped his debut album that had Bank Accounts, which is a huge hit. So yeah, and then he dropped a follow-up album. 21 Savage has kind of been like a fan favorite. I feel like he has like a cult following. He's not always dropping music, but when it comes up,
Yeah.
that dude, And I felt like when he was coming out, like I remember Drake collab with him. I just remember he was collabed on Pop Star with or Rockstar with
He was on that, Post Malone.
Post Malone. Like I just remember he was always on the charts. People were just collabing him because he just had like, everyone wanted a 21 feature when he came out. So I felt like he came out the gate and was like, yo, this guy's an instant superstar. So he hasn't always been dropping music, but whenever he comes out, people are fucking with it. So this music is Slaughter Gang licensed to Epic Records.
Epic, okay.
So he's also with Epic.
Okay.
But yeah, that first project was independent, and now this is the follow-up to that project. So this is kind of like he has like the major label backing on it. So it's kind of like an album, but it's still like the mixtape feel. So Savage Mode 2. Yeah, how did you feel about it, man?
I'll say this. I definitely think I remember the first one, and I think off the bat, I think I like the first one more. Just because, it's lightning in a bottle type thing. It's hard to recreate that a second time.
You find that a lot, though. I feel like a lot of artists are just like, this is a trend. Everyone's always trying to do like part 2 of their, like we just saw Detroit 2.
Yeah.
Which was kind of the same thing. It was a mixtape first, and now it's the album version. He has the label backing him.
Yeah. It's definitely good beats. I'll say that. Like my favorite track is the one with Young Thug. I just love the beat on that. And then, I like it. I definitely like it. I don't know if it's something I'm going to be returning to often. And that's no slight to 21 because, like you said, for some reason, collectively, hip hop is just loves 21. I just really like him too. Like, I don't know why. Anytime I hear him, I'm like, oh yeah. He even did that song with Cardi B. I was like, this is hard. Like he kind of has the same pocket, and he uses other people's flows. I noticed a lot in his songs. He uses a lot of other people's flows, but like, who's gonna say, hey, don't use my flow to 21 Savage? Nobody, because you'll die. So it's like you kind of just have to accept it. But overall, I thought it was a solid project. It was, like people seem to really like it. It's not something I'm necessarily bumping all the time, but I can appreciate it for what it is. Everyone seems to like the Drake record. I did not. I'm gonna be honest. Like I thought it was really corny.
Yeah,
and he did like an Eminem where he just shouts out SZA like, "We dated back in '08." Oh,
yeah, like, that's like the highlight of that verse. Like, I don't know what else is going on in that verse, but that's like the highlight of that verse. And I was like, yo, I'm sure he heard the track and he was like, 21, I'm gonna save this for this little information I'm dropping it. Because yeah, that's the information that's keeping that track trending as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, so
I don't even know, bro. Like
when I was listening to it,
how old was Drake? In 2008.
I don't know. I think he's 33 now. So
in his 20s.
Yeah,
How old was SZA?
she was around the same
She
age. They're around
seems
the same
young.
age. They're around the same
I'm
age.
sorry.
Just
Let me look it up. I need to calculate this.
No.
Make sure we're good.
But
SZA.
yeah, man. So for me, I was actually like I was actually really amped for this project. Like this is what I when it dropped, I definitely listened to this. Um and yeah, I listened to it like straight through twice. I think the production is flawless. You know, I think Metro is like a one in a million. You know, like he's just really great with at what he does at his specific. You know what I mean? Like when no one gets in their bag like Metro, like all if you know for this style of production, like I just feel like this is top notch. Like I just when I listen to these beats, they're just so creative. I'm just like yo, how far can you take the trap sound? You know, I just feel like it's so basic to me sometimes. But then I hear what Metro does with it, and I'm like every beat is it's usually it's the same instruments, same elements. You know, a spooky synth, you know, a banging 808. But he always finds a new way to manipulate it around 21 Savage, right? So yeah, I love the production, top to bottom. Metro does a great job. And yeah, 21 Savage comes through on this as well. I feel like he's my understanding of like 21 is like it was almost like he was just learning to rap when he dropped the first one. Like it was like he was just coming out of the streets and like they were just like telling him like, yo, you look like a rapper, you got that knife on your face. Go into the studio. And like, yo, it just worked. And like and the first one, if you remember, it was like really sparse beats, right? It was a really like down tempo trap sound. And what really made it like what really made it shine is that, you know, 21 was just coming through with all these like fucking, you know, fucking knife you fucking bars, you know, like
Yeah.
this, all these really fucking dangerous shit over these slow, spooky beats, you know. So it really got you to like listen to this person, and it was like, oh shit. So I feel like with this, it's not really slow. This is definitely more of the, you know, more of the current trap sound. You know what I mean? It's not it's not the same pace as the last one,
Yeah.
as far as production. So definitely they had to come at it different. It has more features on this.
It's definitely a contrast.
But yeah, so as far as this Drake track, I definitely when I listened to it first time, I had to skip this track because I'm a fan of 21 Savage, and you know I'm here for the fucking, you know, I'm gonna kill you bars, and fucking, you know, I hear like the song with Drake starts just like I'm a slide, and that's fucking 21 singing, and I'm like, yo, that's immediate skip. I couldn't even help it. I was like, I literally had to come back and like listen to it, and I was like, yo, when I listened to it straight through, I didn't even realize it was the Drake record when I skipped it. But when I listened to it straight through, I was like, yeah, this what the hell is this? This doesn't belong on Savage Mode 2. You know what I mean? Like, what like,
yeah, dude. It was
this comes right after Glock in My Lap. You know what I you know what I you know
that title.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, what is this doing here? Glock in My Lap is such a hard track as well, you know. So I'm like, I'm coming out of that like crazy, and I'm like, what the hell is this? The transitions on this project are amazing. Metro is a wizard at that. He does this on his debut album as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So I feel like production wise, this is flawless. If you have any critique of this, it would have to be with 21 Savage, and I feel like 21 Savage comes correct. Like for what the production is, we can't expect him to do the slow, spooky shit he did on the last project. But he still comes. He still has those like one-liners that just always get you. You know what? What did he fucking say? He said something on his last verse of Mister Right Now that got me. He was like, "Yo, I fucked a chick that got beef in the apartments that I have beef at or whatever. But the pussy's so good, I have to sneak back." You know, I'm like, just shit like that.
What the
fuck? You risk getting fucking the beef just for that. But just silly one-liners like that. And yeah, I think that he had like he kept saying like pussy all through. That's a new ad lib of his. I don't know how I felt about that, but
yeah. Overall, dude, I was gonna say that too. Like that ad lib is not good to me.
Yeah.
It sounds really soft, doesn't it? He's like pussy.
Well, are you the engineer in the studio telling 21 like I don't know that pussy's hard enough.
Clearly it works. I didn't
Yeah,
like it though.
that's the new one. But yeah, always love the 21 ad lib though, like the 21.
Oh God,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
nah,
I thought
good.
overall it was a tight listen. Mr. Right Now is not my favorite track. I really like Glock in My Lap. I really like Running. I really like the Young Thief
Runs
track.
hard.
Slide In, um, Snitches and Rats. Oh, I didn't even talk about the cover, man. I love
Covers
the cover
fire.
of this project because it's like a throwback to old like Young Money, old like Cash Money records. Like if you ever listen to like any of like Birdman's like first albums, like any of the projects like Cash Money put out when Manny Fresh was the producer. So even like Hot Boys, this is what their like album looked like. It just so that's why it just looks like a fucking like a cheap edit of just trying to live the baller life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it's a throwback to those like because all those guys are from the South. So yeah, when I saw that cover, I'm like, yo, 10 points for this cover, man. It's fly as fuck.
it is, man.
It's fucking it's just like a mansion. There's fucking cars and there's a fountain of blood in it with a knife inside. Like like what the fuck? It's cold. Like 10 points for this cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
covers really dope.
Brand New Draco is, I think, one of my favorites on here as well. Overall, I love it. I think they delivered for what it is because it's like a mixtape feel. It's just supposed to be like hard ass beats, with a rapper who we believe is a known killer, just talking his shit. He's just giving us corny bars, like all the time. Like so, a lot of time, like a lot of his punchlines are just funny as fuck, but sometimes they hit. They just work. What
Yeah,
he's doing.
he is pretty funny.
But yeah, I really like this. I'm definitely going to be returning to a couple of these tracks, a lot of these tracks. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this pans out. This just dropped like 2 days ago, so we'll see how the world of hip hop reacts to this.
Word.
But yeah, on to the next.
So we talked about him last week, and I literally was like, yo, I need it now. And the motherfucker dropped. Bryson Tiller. He dropped an album called Anniversary. Very long anticipation. I think it's been about 3 years since his last project. So he was due for an album. Pretty short. I think it's like 10, 12, something like that.
Tracks, 30 minutes long.
The cover definitely reminds me of Friday Night Lights a bit, the color scheme. Man, what did you think about this, honestly?
Man, I thought, so just as we're talking about the cover, I thought the cover fit the music perfectly. I thought like, yo, the music, if I could visualize the vibe of this, it's that cover. I like the blue, like just the feel of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is his exit album, man. Like, cause he's exiting the game with this album because he did the deluxe for Trap Soul, right? We talked about that last week. He dropped the deluxe for Trap Soul. I actually listened to the outro of that, which is I think a new track. And he's just talking about, yo, I'm actually dropping an album. It's done. I'm dropping it for my fans. It's just for you guys. So I think he was planning it. That's why he dropped the deluxe. And then he's dropping this track. This album is called Anniversary. Dropped the anniversary of Trap Soul 5 years later. So I think it's all just some sentimental shit. You know these R&B cats.
Yeah.
But yeah. So being honest, there's not much I can go back to, man. Like TBH, like I'm like listening to it. Even the Drake track, I like it, but I'm like, I don't know. I like the Drake track, to be honest. Like I like Drake on that. But overall, like, I didn't listen to it until the next night because I was just fucking so pumped on the fucking 21 Savage. And then, just coming out of that hype 21 Savage listen to Bryson Tiller, I'm like, all right, they need to be standout tracks on here for me to stay in this R&B zone.
Yeah.
So I definitely was a quick listen. So I was able to listen to it like again. I think I listened to it twice after I like, oh, okay, this is done. Let me go back to what I thought I liked. And I went back, I've listened to it. I listened to it on the drive to the shoot. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just, again, like it's sad that music just drops and we have to or we talk about it so quickly. Like, let's let it breathe a bit. But just off my perception of hearing the music, there wasn't really a lot of standouts to me. You know, the real standout is that there was a Drake feature on the project. You know, I didn't even know there was a Drake feature on the project until like I looked at it and I was like, oh shit. Okay, well I have to listen to this top to bottom now. You know, it's crazy how that Drake feature can incentivize you like that. I literally, my mind was like, all right, I'm gonna check out how this is, and depending on how this is, I'll stay or I'll go. But when I saw that Drake feature, I'm like, all right, I have to listen to these 10 tracks. like, like, so
That mindset.
you know, like,
Yeah.
crazy.
I had I don't know, dude. It's, man, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, did the beats to you feel like it was just like one long beat?
That's
Like
what I'm
album?
saying. That's why I feel like when I think of this album, that's why I say it's like it's a vibe. Like it's like it's whatever that vibe is.
Drake.
You know, whatever that you know what I mean. You can throw that on.
Yeah.
30 minutes, you have that vibe. But as for from a music perspective, if I'm sitting down listening to song by song, I'm like, what is every song even offering me? You know what I mean? Like I think I like Swords is Fire, but I don't know, man. I
really like Sorrows. There's some tracks on here I like. I honestly, after the Timeless interlude, to me the album's fire. Like the last 5 tracks are flames to me. But the first half to me is a little. So this is called Sorrows. I just like the beat on this. Yeah, bro, there's some shit I'd probably return to. You know I love that R&B shit, man. I'm a sucker. So I love R&B, but overall, you know, I definitely think you're right, man. I think it's so fast to fucking review albums, man. Like 2 days, come on. Like, I need at least like a month to sit with an album to determine if I even like it.
It's the facts, man. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. But I just feel like if I'm comparing it to the 21 album, you know, which I shouldn't be, but they dropped at the same time, so it's gonna happen. I'm definitely bumping the 21. I feel like the 21 is a more solid listen, you know, like it's more like for what I'm listening to. If you're trying to listen to some heavy trap shit, that's, you know, like it's a solid project. If you're trying to listen to some R&B shit, I'm rating it for what it is. Like I don't feel like that's a great R&B. It's not fucking the fucking deluxe of his first project was dropped, which I think is still his greatest project, which is probably why he dropped it so close to this one. So it's like, hey, if you don't fuck with this, you know, my Spotify, that one is just so close.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I definitely, I just feel like if he took his time, I don't know what it is. He could recreate that trap soul. It just feels like he's not been since he came out the gate. He's not been trying to do that. Like with the second album, he just went a different route.
Yeah.
You know, even with this album, it's supposed to be the anniversary. It's still a different. It's not giving us that first album feel.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe it's a situation where we should stop expecting artists to replicate.
It's it's definitely, I need some time, and I don't know, you know, we'll see. But overall, I'm like, yeah, it's all right. I'm still, you know, I definitely was excited when it dropped, and as soon as I saw it dropped, I'm like, I was at work, I'm like, yo, I'm listening to this, like, oh fuck. But yeah, so thank you, Bryson.
How did you feel about it, man? Like, did you feel like it was a solid project?
Man, I expected it to be really, really great because it was so short. I was like, oh shit, this must be like, I don't know, man. Like, there were some tracks I really liked, but like, honestly, like the first 5 tracks, I'm like, this is literally the same beat. I swear to God, it's the same snare.
yeah, I'm listening to the same.
I was like, did it even change songs?
Looking at your Spotify, like
legit though. Like I was like, oh shit, yeah, I want the 3rd track already. But I wasn't disappointed because I didn't really know what I was supposed to want. You know, like a lot of people kind of didn't like True to Self. I love True to Self, but that took time, right? So I just think I need some time to sit with it, and I could I'll probably end up really liking this album, but I just need some space with it. But yeah, we also had another track drop with Meg the Stallion, the lady who can't get out of the news, and it's featuring Young Thug, none other than mumble rap star Young Thug, and he lived up to the name for sure of mumble. That's some shade. The track, what's it called? My Pussy or something? What is it?
What? Oh, it's called Don't Stop.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Don't Stop. It needs to stop. I turned it off. I was like, man, I don't know, bro. I did not. This is not for me. But from Meg Thee Stallion fans that I know, they love it. So if you're a Meg Thee Stallion fan, you'll probably really like this song. As far as me, I did not. And the video was kind of crazy. The video was like, yo, this is some Illuminati, like midnight meeting shit. What the hell am I watching? It was a cool video though, I can't lie. But the song itself for me was not, it's just not for me. I'm not going to say it's trash. You know, I'm an artist too, so I know. But yeah, it's like it's just not something I really want to hear. And did not like, honestly, Young Thug's verse. I don't know what he said. So that's my review. What'd you think, Sho?
Yeah, so dropping a music video, definitely high quality music video. The rollout was very similar to the WAP rollout, which like when I went to go look at the music video, I saw that they had like a live. I went and clicked on that. So the live is uploaded as a video or just posted as a video afterwards.
Yeah.
It just shows like she went live, like it was just her and her friends. They were just drinking. There was a chat going on so fans could say stuff, and there was actually stuff they could buy, like $4.99 to $10.99, whether it was merch or something. But you know, so even for that portion of time, they made sales, right? Like while she was live, and just drinking with fans, like they were just taking shots. And then I think at midnight when the song dropped, it dropped with the music video. And yeah, it just you know what I mean. It's just part of the rush, right? You get people on the chat with you, and then it's like, all right, the video's out. She goes off, and then you get to watch the video. Obviously, the video is probably doing great YouTube numbers. It looked like it was like Alice in Wonderland theme. Rollout was great. You know, it looks like that's the new, like, it looks like the label is taking care of her. Obviously, she's a prize commodity over there.
Definitely.
As far as the record, no, I don't fuck with the record at all. I don't fuck with Young Thug's verse. I don't fuck with the hook. I don't fuck with the content of the song. I just, I feel like even as far as the content of the song, I feel like she has better songs talking about the same shit, you know what I mean, that I've already heard. So, no, I don't, this isn't it, This isn't it. This is definitely not it. We both didn't like WAP, and I feel like this is not a better song than WAP.
Yeah, somehow. But the only thing about WAP is that shit gets caught in my head. Like, it's kind of crazy. I actually hate it, to be honest. Like, I'll be at work, and I'll just be like, wet ass pussy. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, where did that come from? Cardi B, get out of my head.
Yeah, that beat is catchy.
But yeah, I think we kind of
number one song. It's still on the charts.
Still number one.
Pretty sure.
Damn, we need to find these women and have them on the podcast. Sorry. So yeah, I think we're on the same page there. Definitely still looking forward to Meg Thee Stallion drops. I'll always check for her. She's very talented. Just hoping that I can get some more. If you're gonna keep doing these type of records, I just want it to be higher quality for me. If you're gonna keep talking about this subject matter, definitely, like, I don't mind shit. Like, if this is your persona of just like riding, what am I gonna say here? Just, I guess, being a hoe. Is that too far? I don't know.
I mean, I just feel like it's about owning her femininity, owning her power as a woman. That's what these raps are about.
That's a good way to put it, man, because it's better than what I was going to say. Anyways, yeah, Young Thug, I'm sure you'll see you on every song for the rest of the year. All right. Next topic, BET Hip Hop Awards. They dropped their nominations. And the one I wanted to focus on because I think it's a good example of why hip hop, or not just. I'm very disappointed, man. If there's one organization as far as like award shows go that I think would have credibility, or I think would have some sort of list that makes sense. Like, we can't expect that from the Grammys, especially for the hip hop category. Like, Cardi B's gonna win over Hit Nipsey Hussle. Get the fuck out of here. But even Push T, like, fuck off. Um, so you can't expect that. But like, at least from the BET Hip Hop Awards, you're like, they got to be tapped in at least. They got to know what they're saying because it's literally just hip hop.
Yeah, it's true.
And you see this lyricist of the year nominations, and you think back to how many credible lyricists dropped this year. And you think about it, you're like, wow, there was a lot of good bars this year. I'm about to look at this category, like, shit, like, yo, where's Royce? Like, I'm trying to see Royce. Bro, this list made no sense to me. I'll explain in a second why. Because when you say, let me explain now. Like, when you say lyricist, what do you think of, man? I'm actually asking.
Oh, I mean, someone that's rapping, man. Like someone that's fucking spitting. Like that's what I'm thinking about. Someone that's dropping the jewels. Someone that's giving us different perspectives.
I haven't seen the other categories, but I'm sure they're better than this one because, man.
So I have it in front of me right now.
You do? Okay. Yeah,
It's
I couldn't find it.
Big Sean.
Makes sense.
Drake, J. Cole, Megan Thee Stallion, Rhapsody.
Okay. Did Rhapsody drop an album this year?
I don't know, when did the whole Woman album drop? The time span is usually from this year to last year, right? So it will usually have a lot of 2019 in it.
I think she did drop 2019. Regardless, I see this as 2020. So if we're going with that, man, I'm just really disappointed by the list because it's like, hey, J. Cole, of course, is one of the best lyricists in the world, right? The motherfucker didn't drop anything. He dropped 3 songs, dude. Now, I'm the biggest J. Cole fan, but he does not belong on this list. To me.
I mean, he might just be on this list for that one record he did. He dropped that his response that had No Name in it.
That was Stone the Bluff?
So yeah, that would have dropped within this time span.
Yeah, but is that deserving of someone over, like, where the hell's, bro, Royce to 5'9" dropped this year?
I remember thinking when I first heard that record, I was like, the rapping on here is very superior to everything else I've heard recently. Like,
who, for Cole?
Yeah, that's
the
rap record when he just like came on how does that, even just the flow he was using, just like he was just talking all that shit. I'm like, yo,
I think I'm intelligent. Yeah, of course, he's always gonna bring that. But to me, it's like
came along. What is the Climb Back?
That's just hard as fuck
that
too.
Also dropped within this time. Yeah, Cole's dropped some stuff, man. And everything he's dropped is fire. That Climb Back record has some fire bars on it, man.
The bars on that are crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I don't know. From my perspective, it's like even M dropped this year. I think we all forgot. But Music to Be Murdered By was dropped. And Westside dropped 7 albums. And Benny's out. Like, Conway dropped. Why the hell's Conway not? Like, I just feel like, dude,
they still have to be industry people to some degree. I don't know. I'm looking at this list, and I would say Drake, J. Cole, and Big Sean deserve to be on this list. The Baby, Megan Thee Stallion, and Rhapsody, I don't think should be on this list. But I do understand what you're saying. I just think, yeah, they're going for definitely a more like industry look. They want more artists that are industry. Because I remember I even watched an interview a while ago where it was actually Conway talking and saying like, yo, we don't expect these awards to like acknowledge us, like the Grammys, or not the Grammys, or just I don't remember what they were talking about, but they just said, we don't expect these awards to acknowledge us. We're only really ever going to get awarded at, the cast that really care about hip hop, like BT, and shit. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I just also feel like they're still like, Griselda is still kind of like an underground kind of look thing, you know.
I mean, their sound is shady though.
I know what you mean, and I feel like when they drop, like when Conway drops that shady debut, that album that actually, you know, the debut album that actually has that major push, that's when he'll be feasible to fit, because that's what I see that's missing when I think of Conway and those boys compared to these guys. They just don't have that backing look. So when I feel like when Conway drops that, then he'll rightfully be in one of these. But I do agree with you. You know how I feel about fucking Benny. You know, I definitely feel like
Nas dropped.
Benny, yeah, Nas definitely dropped some shit. Benny is Plugs I Met dropped in this span of time. It dropped in 2019.
Man.
Yeah, and that was, I remember, and that was a lot of, like, in a lot of end year lists for like album of the year.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, dude. I just figured like if there was one hip hop, like if there was one award show that wouldn't play politics, but I guess what do I expect, man? I think we had this discussion maybe last year. Like it's just all the same, man. It's just this politics and all this BS that it's like, yo, if you don't have if you don't have Atlantic going like, yo, we're gonna pay for this for this award, like it's crazy to me that this is still a thing. Like we need an award show that's like there's no politics. You can't pay to be on there. Like there could be awards like best underground artist. Like this should be an opportunity to give Royce that backing and be like, yo, he just won lyricist of the year. You got to go listen to the Allegory. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have to go listen to that shit. Or like,
have you returned to the Allegory though?
There's a few songs I listen to. I haven't listened to it in a while, but I mean, I still really enjoyed that album. And the bars are there. It's Royce.
The bars are there, but I just feel like Royce needs to drop a track that's fire. You know, I don't know, man. I just feel like Royce needs to, like, Royce voiced it that he's not going to be dropping any, you know, he's more on this wave of like conscious, what, you know what I mean? Like he's not trying to far out.
Kind of wish he would stay away from that a bit.
That's on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, why am I not on these lists? But it's like, you've chosen this path. You know what I mean? Like, you've chosen this path.
You're in a Friday night cypher talking about some like real shit. I'm like, what?
I'm just thinking about like fucking, I saw, was it last year? I don't know what it was. Oh yeah, it was the MTV Music Video Awards or something, where Lil Yachty like voiced that he thought he should have been nominated for an award for his Oprah's bank account. Have you seen that music video?
Yeah, I've seen that shit.
With Drake and the Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he directed that video. And sure it's a lit video. Like, I mean, it's cool. We see him in a wig, like Drake's they're on the Oprah show. It's cool and all, but is that song memorable? That song literally has Drake and the Baby on it. Is that song memorable? Oprah's bank account with Lil Yachty? No, that's as forgettable as that fucking Lil Bo 4 or whatever album he dropped with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's the truth, you know? So it's like, and that's just kind of how I see it. It's like, yo, man, you're like, yo, I dropped a fucking fire music video, but the song whack as fuck. You literally have Baby on there. You're out here complaining, like, you know what I mean? And just like, you can't have your cake and eat it. You know, if you wanted to win an award for that video, it needed to have a harder song. Period. That's kind of how I see it.
So you're saying Royce should just drop more hot fire? We need some more like what do you want to hear from Royce?
Just like we both agreed that, like, you know, Royce is one of the best, you know, in the top 3 lyricists on that Friday Night Cypher track, right? But he did not have one of the top 3 verses on there, true. You know? And it's because he's chosen this path, you know, where we can't, you know what I mean? We can't even fuck with what you're doing. You know, you can rap your ass off, but it's like, what are you talking about, bro? It's not relevant to the cypher.
Oprah and Gayle. I'm like, what?
You know?
Yeah.
You know, so that's where I'm at. That's kind of how I see it. It's like, yo, Royce, you could be doing more to be on this list. As far as Griselda being on this list, I just think it's because, you know, they just don't have that look yet. I feel like Benny's about to drop this project with a Hit Boy.
Oof,
my understanding is this is going to come through some kind of machine, like distribution. I think it's Empire.
Word, yeah.
Empire Distribution, and So it's just kind of getting like a bigger like industry push. So I think that's all that's missing from them, because when we think of these guys, we think of their projects that they've dropped like independently, like all these, like Tana Talk is an independent project, like you know, all these, like all their projects, they drop so quickly. They usually just drop on their, on their Griselda label. They don't drop through like Shady. They haven't dropped. I mean, that's besides what would Sheen Gun do, which is good music, but I can see why that would not be on here.
Yeah.
I just feel like, yeah, once they start having their solos through the machine, that's when we'll start seeing them in these lists, because we know that they deserve to be in these lists.
Yeah. Maybe it's the timing. You're right. I'm just being skeptical.
I think that's all it is. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, they just filled this list in, man. No one's gonna be like, it would be weird as fuck if Rhapsody walks on that stage and collects the award for lyricist of the year. What song would they play? Like they were all gonna know and be like, yeah, that's look at, you know what I mean? Like, that's the one. She really had us this last year.
God damn.
No offense to her, but I'm just being real. Like, that's not the case. I guess the Stallion is popping right now. So yeah, let's go over this list. I have the whole BET thing in front of me. So, best hip hop video: Bop by DaBaby, Rockstar by DaBaby, Susie Slide by Drake, Life is Good by Future featuring Drake, The Bigger Picture by Lil Baby, The Box by Roddy Ricch. What do you have?
Life is Good.
Yeah, Life is Good was pretty fire.
That video is so fun.
Yeah. I'm just looking. Man, everyone is on here like twice. Roddy Ricch is on here twice. DaBaby's on here twice. Drake is on here twice. Lil Baby's on here once. So it's like, yo, you just increase your odds of winning. Like, on here twice.
Any of them lose are like, what?
Lil Baby is really the only one. Like, if he wins with that one, he might even just win with that one, because that's the Bigger Picture was the political record, right? The one where he addressed.
It was a fire video too.
And the video was like he was out in the streets protesting and shit. So yeah, he might just take it with that if they want to go that angle. But yeah, as far as production, I remember even the Box video. I wouldn't say that was crazy, but I remember it just looked like, when I was watching that video, it was just like, yo, they spent a lot of money on this, like, yo, he's just doing a bunch of shit. But yeah, the Box was a huge record, so I can see them like swaying that way as well, because they don't give a fuck about the video.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. Life is Good is probably the best, the most watchable again video. I don't even remember the Rockstar video with DaBaby and Roddy Ricch.
I watched that Life is Good video like 6 times, man. That shit is that is a great video.
Yeah. Drake always doing acting interludes in between every video. Like, just reminding us, like, yeah, I don't act anymore, but I do in between my videos. Fuck out of here, Drake. We love you, Drake. All right, best collaboration: Rockstar, DaBaby feat Roddy Ricch. Life is Good, Future feat Drake. What's Poppin' remix: Jack Harlow, Tory Lanez, DaBaby, Lil Wayne. Savage remix: Megan Thee Stallion fit Beyonce. Hot Girl Summer: Megan Thee Stallion fit Nicki Minaj, Ty Dolla $ign. Ballin', Mustard fit Roddy Ricch.
Shit, I don't know.
There's a lot of hot stuff on here, man. I feel like What's Poppin' was definitely the What's Poppin' remix was definitely a standout track this year.
It was.
Tory came through with a fire verse, and then came through with some accusations later on to just, kind of made that verse like timeless.
Yeah.
Like, yo, is this the last? Is this the last?
Calling me daddy. Yeah, dude, that verse is flames.
Yeah, that was a fire verse, man.
That is actually a dope record, man. That might be my favorite, because it was just I haven't seen a remix like that in a long time.
Yeah,
and they all
What's
killed
was
the
just
verses.
actually a dope track, the original track, the beat and the hook. I was like, yo, this is dope. And yeah, they all came through. Yeah, I think What's Poppin', that'd be dope if he gets that, because he's also a new guy on the scene.
That would be dope.
I think Rockstar with the baby and Roddy Ricch is not my favorite, but it's definitely on the charts right now. It's definitely high. I hear it on the radio all the time. Life is Good was definitely a good collaboration.
I love that song, man.
I think Balling was definitely like a summer anthem last summer, Balling with Roddy Ricch.
That might be the one I'm thinking of. Let me look that up. Because I remember hearing this Roddy Ricch song, and I tried to go through his album last time, and it was like I couldn't find it. So that might be it.
Yeah, so Mustard dropped the project, and Mustard is a producer, so it's just a bunch of other people in the project. I'm only doing cash, I don't need promo. I pull up to the high rise, I'm in a full fold.
What the fuck? All right.
Are you looking for Balling?
I did find it, but that's not even the song. Like, where did I hear this song, man? Fuck.
Might be a feature, man. He's definitely doing a lot of features right now. So, I would give it to What's Poppin' as well if I'm TBHing out of all of them.
What else we got?
Best duo or group. Chris Brown and Young Thug, they dropped that mixtape that got no promotion. City Girls, Earth Gang, Jack Boys, Migos, Run the Jewels. I remember we did a review of like the Run the Jewels album. Like,
I love that album.
That was a solid project. So out of all this for the music, I'll give it to them. So yeah, what's the criteria for best duo? I guess music is
definitely Run the Jewels. That's the only criteria you need.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So yeah, that's the truth. Best live performer, I wouldn't really know, but Big Sean, The Baby, Drake, Megan Thee Stallion, Roddy Ricch, Travis Scott.
I would say either Travis or Drake.
Yeah, I know Drake is a really good live performer. Travis is definitely crazy with the shows. All right, lyricist of the year. We've definitely gone through this.
Who do you think? I think Big Sean will win that.
Yeah, I mean,
I think if anyone should, I think it should be Big Sean.
Yeah, I agree. Video director of the year.
Who's that guy? The Lemonade.
Cactus Jack and White Trash Tyler. So that's obviously Travis Scott's alias with his other dude. Cole Bennett, that's the Lemonade guy.
Definitely Cole Bennett.
Colin Tiley, Dave Myers, Director X, Sienna, Spike T, Taylor.
She's so fine, bro. Holy hell.
Yo, if I start directing videos, I'm gonna have a fucking alias too. Like that's all.
Polo T show. The worst. Dude, Tiana Taylor. Oh my goodness. If you're listening, I love you. I love you. You know, like there's no other way to put it. Anyways.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Did you see the music video that she did for one of her songs?
Yes, bro.
Was it fire?
Well, it featured Kalani.
Was it fire?
It was fire. I'd suggest not watching it because it's too good. You'll know what I mean.
Kalani used to be my R&B crush.
She's bad, man. They're both bad.
Hooked up though. She got a kid.
Yeah.
Not that I'm hating, but like,
nah, I'm hating. It's once you get a baby, it's like, yo, peace.
I don't know. I thought we were gonna be forever, you know, and then she went.
Yeah.
It's like,
you took it personal.
I don't even know whose kid that is. You know, it's just.
She doesn't either.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. So I don't know the video, but would you say it's better than any of Cole Bennett's videos?
Man, you gotta watch that video.
Her video? Oh
yeah,
shit!
bro.
Damn.
It's just literally them just being. They're literally just like. The song is about being a lesbian, and they're literally just like.
What?
Yeah, dude. Yo, put it on, bro. Watch it right now, and then turn it off because it's gonna get weird. It's legit amazing, bro. The song's actually fire too, but the video is like, holy hell! I didn't know Tiana Taylor was this fine. Actually, yes, I did. Tiana Taylor. It's called Morning. Yeah, featuring Kalani. I think she directed this, and all the women in the in the comment sections are like,
What's it called?
it's called Morning. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's directed by Tiana.
Yo. Let's give it to Tiana Taylor, yo. Congratulations.
I feel like Cole Bennett is just that dude because he works with the most rappers, you know.
He'll win, but Tiana. I'm being biased. Anyways, what's the other categories, bro?
I'm just like waiting for fucking Kalani to pop into this video. Oh, man.
Do you miss her? Like,
I see Kalani and all those feelings just come back, you know. I'm like, what am I saying?
what are we doing here?
But yeah, Kalani's beautiful. They're both beautiful ladies.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll definitely give it to Tiana. That's definitely a quality video.
Watch this one video. Yeah, she wins.
So yeah, DJ of the year. I don't even know any of these.
I swear to God, if Khaled's on there.
These guys. Chase B, D Nice, DJ Drama, DJ Envy, DJ Khaled, and Mustard.
I'd say either Mustard or Drama.
What? Not even Khaled? Khaled's always putting in that work.
But Khaled ain't even a DJ.
Man, Khaled is really a DJ because what Khaled does is
I guess he plays other records.
It evolved into being a DJ. It's like, you know, it evolves from being a DJ. You know, it's like DJ. It's just like when you think of like a DJ Clue or a DJ Drama tape, the Gangsta Grills tape. They used to just get like all the hot tracks and like put together a tape, right?
Yeah.
So
true.
DJ Khaled just does that on an industry level. He gets all the hot artists right now and puts them on an album.
True.
So he's really you know, all these other I've heard it said before, like even like DJ Drama had said like, you know, he's definitely looks up to like DJ Khaled, you know, like definitely in the DJ world, like they look up to DJ Khaled, you know, like they're all trying to get out the mixtape game and put it and turn it into an album thing.
True.
So yeah, not to knock DJ Khaled, you know, when I was a kid, I used to be like, yo, what the fuck does this guy do? You know, I'm looking at the Wikipedia, no production credit, no like, no writing credit. You're not featured on the track. You just show up and say we the best, like on the track. Yeah. You know, like and you eating off this album, but you know, growing up and like learning the music business and like coming to understand, like
talented guy.
Khaled is a hustler, you know, like he's a dying breed. You know, he showed that collage of all those like in the beginning of the Pop Star video of him trying to like contact Drake. You know,
I'm praying.
Video. And it was like, it's so funny because you know that's all real, you know, like
yeah,
you know that's him just trying to like.
Those are just clips.
How Khaled gets down, you know. We shooting this video. Oh fuck that! That felt I'm just praying in these waters, just thinking about you, Drake. Like, when are we getting that video together?
It's funny as hell.
But yeah, not Khaled's hustle. Also, Mustard also is he's DJ Mustard. He goes by Mustard now. He also put out that album that had that Roddy Ricch track on it. And that Ballin' track was actually a big single.
Yeah.
So all these DJs are doing well, but you know, I don't think I'm fit to appoint the DJ of the year.
Yeah, I'm not too tuned in.
Shout out to all these DJs. All right, producer of the year. Ninth Wonder, I guess,
Oof.
for his work on Rhapsody's project. DJ Khaled, I guess when he doesn't give the production credit to the producer. I've heard he does that though. I don't know.
Really?
I've heard him. I watched an interview where he was like, "Yo, so do you even make beats?" And he was like, "Yo, I used to make beats, but now I usually get people to make the beat." And I'm like, "Yo, I'm always like tell the producer like, yo, here's your production credit. Like this is, you know what I mean?" But I'm like, I don't know. Just knowing Khaled and just knowing the kind of person
Yeah.
he looks like the kind of person that could easily finesse.
Produced by DJ Khaled.
Yeah,
and
exactly. Like,
collaborated with Boy Wonder. Like, what?
just, just turn up that snare there.
Yeah.
Get that production credit.
That's important, man. A nice snare. You know, like that shit matters. Those little
It's all
things.
true, but I feel like, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like DJ Khaled is the kind of person that he can literally get the beat from you, record the track with Lil Wayne, Drake. He has a hit. He never got the stems, and then he puts his production. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean?
He never had
touched that beat,
stems.
you know what I mean? He never touched that beat. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that, but it's just like, yo, I don't know.
He's got a great mixer.
I just spoke of him in a very positive light, So I'm just saying, like, this is the other side of it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't put it past him to finesse people of their production credit. Yeah. So DJ Khaled, Hit Boy's definitely been on the grind this year, man.
Good boy, yeah.
Jetson made. I don't know who that is. Mike Will made it, and then Mustard as well. Mustard definitely produced his whole album.
Yeah.
It is a Mustard album. That's the difference.
I'd say probably Hit Boy to win.
Yeah, I'd say Hit Boy as well, man. Hit Boy's fucking been going in. Man, he also like posted on his Instagram, right? Like shortly after Kanye went on that rant that Kanye kind of blackballed him, after he said he started working with Beyonce or whatever, which is kind of like shady. But then he went on to be like, yo, I do agree with Kanye on this term that, these contracts are fucking us. Like he said like, yo, I've been in this contract since I was 19. I've had like 3 lawyers look at it, and they literally, all of them say this is literally the worst publishing contract they've ever seen.
Dude, speaking on that, man, I heard something where there's a Big Sean, his discography and shit, he had an opportunity to get his masters back, and he only needed one person to sign. Can you guess who that person was? Good Music.
Yeah.
And he didn't sign. So he never got his masters because of Kanye.
I mean, it looks like Kanye has literally owned 50% of his masters this whole time, right? Like he just said, or he tweeted, like, I'm giving all the good music artists back 50% of their masters. So, yeah.
It's a little too late.
So it's just kind of like, and this brings up another question. I think I even brought it up last week. It's like, is Kanye doing this because he's on some like, yo, because that's he said, I'm Moses, I'm here to free my people. Is he doing this because like, yo, I'm really trying to feed the people, or is he doing this because he wants his masters back?
I think it's because he wants his masters back.
That's what it looks like. He's like, yo, I want my masters back. Guys, let's do it for the people.
Yeah.
And some people are pointing like, yo, don't you own some people's masters? Oh, my bad. Here you guys go.
Yeah.
All right, my bad. Let's get that message.
Yeah, it's a good message though. So I don't want to get that fucked up because it's an important conversation to have. Yeah. So at least it's being had.
Yeah. So
I see Logic talking shit too on his stream. He's, Kanye inspires a lot of artists, right? So Logic was on his stream talking about how Def Jam just didn't pay like a few artists their royalties and like what they're deserved to pay. And he, it's like, it's such an issue, man, because these fucking record labels literally can just hold a song and be like, yeah, we're not paying for that. And then you never get to hear the song. And you know how many you're pressured to put out albums like, yo, this record label shit is not cool. It literally just limits artists creatively.
It's pretty fucked up, man. It's pretty fucked up. We're in this age where like everyone is complaining, and it's just so crazy that like a lot of what is being echoed is like, we've seen this in the past. Like a lot of artists like Prince, artists like Jay-Z who, were like, yo, I need to have ownership over this because this is bullshit, Yeah, Prince was one of the first people I think once he realized, like, yo, he started like writing like slave on his forehead.
Prince is
He
ill.
literally like did. He literally like they said he had a contract. He literally, like pumped out like 3 albums in like 1 year. Like just and they weren't even like selling as good, but he was just trying to get out of his contract. And then at one point, the label said like, "Yo, we own the name Prince." You know, so when he left, he went as the artist formerly known as Prince for a portion there, and
So fire though.
he used to just go by that symbol, like that like love symbol.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's like Prince was a rock star, man. But yeah, I was just like looking into Prince's history and like this was his whole fight. Everything that's going on today. This was he was fighting. Literally, he fought for his name. The label was like, "All right, you want to fuck off? We're keeping your name. Fuck you."
It's fucked up,
You know
man.
what I
It's
mean?
not
Like,
cool, bro.
but
It's not cool.
yeah, I think it's just about in this game, it's just about knowing how to protect yourself. Prince was in that same situation where he was just like a young, like prodigy, like just playing all these instruments. He was just good at pumping out like whole bodies of work. So I think he just got a deal when he was young, and was just fucked by that initial contract as he grew up.
At least we have the wherewithal to turn shit down, you know.
But
But
yeah, it's just about being aware, looking over shit with a good lawyer, because at the end of the day, um, I don't even feel like all record labels are bad. Like at the end of the day, like I don't even feel like all contracts are bad. I just feel like it's about getting the right contract. That's all it is. All that's happening now is that whenever people are coming, like we're seeing it with the Migos, like these people, like the Migos, the people who Migos signed with they signed them from the jump. These are people that they signed to before the fame, you know what I mean? And now they're like trying to like sue them and shit. So I think it's just a matter of like, yo, sit down and look at the fucking contract. It's just like now that they're up, you're like, yo, what's going on with this contract? Contract hasn't changed. It's the same fucking contract you signed. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They didn't morph the paper. They're like,
right.
yo, this is like the worst. Yo, it's the same one. That's the thing. It just comes down to like what's in the paper is concrete. So you need to get someone to look over it. I was just seeing on Everyday Struggle, they were saying something like, um, I forget what the word is, but like doubt or something, or just a word in law terms in the contract. If it's in caps lock, it actually means something completely different than if it's in all lowercase. Like, so it's just like you like legal terms and all that shit. It's literally like another language, and it's like these labels have made it so like you don't know what the fuck is in there, even if you're a very educated person and you're reading that thing. It's you literally need to get a lawyer to go look at it and decipher what the fuck they're trying to say, because that's usually what happens. It's like, oh, you're trying to do this, but it's like they'll show you this loophole. It's like, this is why you can't do that. And it's like, yo, you should have
Yeah,
thought about that before you signed that. Anyways, but yeah, no, it's real shit. That's why, always have someone present, legal counsel present before you sign anything.
yeah.
That's just real life. But yeah, so we're definitely gonna give it to Hit Boy because same thing, man. He's producing Benny's album, which I know is gonna be fire. Produced the Nas album.
It's a top 5 album this year to me.
Yeah. He produced like stuff on Conway's new project.
Yeah,
He's just been busy, man. Like he produced a lot of Big Sean's project.
yeah.
He's just been
All the beats are very like unique too. All the beats they're catered to the artist, right? Like it's like he's such a good producer because he's able to go into the artist world instead of just like, if you hear a Hit Boy beat, you're gonna know immediately. Like you'll know it's Hit Boy, but it's gonna sound like the artist that you're listening to. It's gonna sound like mesh perfectly. So that's an incredible talent.
So yeah, Hit Boy for producer of the year.
Yeah.
Hip hop artist of the year. DaBaby, Drake, Future, Lil Baby, Megan Thee Stallion, Roddy Ricch.
Quite a list.
I think hip hop would give it to Lil Baby, man. Everywhere I
that was my first thought.
Everyone's saying he's the MVP.
Yeah.
I just see him doing like that. He's on every feature on everything.
That was my first thought for sure.
That look. He's got that look. Yeah, all these people are popping for sure. They're all on the charts. They're all doing their thing. They're all hustling. They're all eating.
But yeah, I give it to Lil Baby. Pause.
Yeah, Lil Baby for sure. We'll see where it takes it, man. I was seeing like academics were saying he could be the next like Drake, like he could be the next, you know.
He'll be the next little baby, man. There'll never be another
Yeah, I mean,
Drake.
well, yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I just feel like there's star, there's superstar, and there's megastar.
Then there's Drake.
I think Drake is a megastar. Like that's
Yeah.
what Drake is. If that's what we're calling that category. Who else is a megastar in rap?
Cole,
Okay, who else?
Kendrick,
Who else?
Jay-Z.
So we know what
And
megastar looks like.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
that's GOAT though.
But that's what I'm saying. So that's what I mean when that's what I mean when I say yo, Lil Baby is gonna be the next Drake. It's like he right now he's a superstar. He's not,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And he still has one more step to cross over to be Drake level, to be
Yeah.
megastar. But yeah, I think he's loved everywhere. You know, all the kids fuck with him. He's like, yeah, he's definitely that. I feel like he's got that energy. He's that new like face in hip hop. You know, so I see him being that person. You know, right now. Um, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how
Yeah.
that goes. But yeah, definitely Lil Baby. He's definitely had a great year as far as the features. His project My Turn's been on the charts. He dropped that Bigger Picture record, which I feel like is gonna be looked back as a game changer for like, you know, trap music or mumble rap, which just kind of has like a stigma to it. He really dropped a song that had like subject matter to it using that style, you know. So yeah, I did see, however, recently he did an interview saying he's not going to be doing any more tracks like that. Like he doesn't want to like stick to the like the political thing. Like he
I
tried
get
that
it.
once, he's done with that. Song of the year, Bop, The Baby, produced by Jetson Made and Starboy. Life is Good, Future featuring Drake, produced by Mbiza, D Hill, and OZ. Rockstar, The Baby, featuring Roddy Rich, produced by Seth in the Kitchen. That's dope. Savage remix, Megan Thee Stallion, featuring Beyonce, produced by Jay White Did It. The Box, Roddy Rich, produced by 30 Rock and Dat Boy Squeeze. Susie Slide, produced by Drake, produced by OZ.
Probably the box.
Yeah, the box on the charts, man. The box did it. Yeah, man. You're right. That's it. I was like, people were comparing the box chart performance like 50 Cent's In the Club. You know, like when
Yeah.
it came out, they were comparing like just that album, that rollout to like, you know what I mean? They said it's the longest charting something since like 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying. I'm like, yo,
Pretty amazing.
this is a debut album, right? Like, yo, he came out the gate correct. But yeah, I think that's it. That was definitely one of the biggest hip hop songs. Um, Hip hop album of the year. Blame it on Baby, the Baby, Kirk, the Baby, because he dropped 2 albums in the span of the year. High Off Life, Future, My Turn by Lil Baby.
High Off Life is on there?
Yeah, by Future.
What the fuck?
My Turn by Lil Baby. Sugar by Megan Thee Stallion.
That's an EP.
Please excuse me for being antisocial. Roddy Rich.
I say Roddy Rich. If I had to choose one, or maybe Lil Baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say man, out of all these projects, I can't go back to and listen to the fucking Roddy Rich project, bro. I know people do, but yeah, like out of all these projects, the only thing I can go back and listen to the most tracks from is the Lil Baby project. I can say that confidently. That's how I know it's the Lil Baby project.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still on the charts, man. It's still like one of the top hip hop albums recording on the charts right
Yeah.
now. So nuts. Best new hip hop artist: Flo Milli, she's a female rapper. Jack Harlow, Mulatto, NLE Choppa, Pop Smoke, Rod Wave.
You know Pop Smoke's gonna win.
Yeah, Pop Smoke. Just for like, just for giving Just for
Put
the
out a great album,
man.
man.
Just for the album, yeah. The album's still on the charts, still high on the charts.
Why wasn't he nominated for Album of the Year? That album was fire. Where was Nas?
That's true. Yeah, I think best new artist. I think maybe Jack Harlow.
He was good.
I've seen him. Yeah, he's gone.
Did he drop an album though?
I don't think so. He dropped something that had that the original What's Popping on it. Maybe it was a tape.
Yeah, it might have been an album. I know he has good music though. My buddy Bryson is super into him, so he has some bangers. Every song's a banger though.
But yeah, I agree. As far as most impactful on this list, it's definitely Pop Smoke. And it's not just because he died, right? Like he was impactful in the drill scene. Like he was the one like spearheading the movement in the industry before he passed away, and just passing away kind of amplified that as well. So rest in peace to Pop Smoke. I definitely feel like it was him as well for best new artist. Hustler of the Year: Cardi B, DJ Khaled, Jay-Z, Megan Thee Stallion, Rick Ross, Travis Scott.
Yeah, we gotta give it to Khaled.
Khaled? Man,
Who you said?
I think it's Travis, bro. Like I
Travis?
was talking about this with you recently.
How so? Oh, dude, the McDonald's. You're right.
McDonald's.
You're right. You're right.
He's done like two Fortnite shows.
Yep, you're right.
I saw he's about to release his own like fucking clothing brand and alcohol drink called Cacti.
Yeah, he's on.
Like he's like, he's literally just licensing the cool. Like he's literally like, yo, who does McDonald's go to? I saw like they brought it up on Everyday Struggle. They haven't had someone like a single person like get an endorsement like this with McDonald's since Michael Jordan. That's like crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. There's only two people that McDonald's has given this honor, and it's like Travis Scott and Michael Jordan. Like, look at that. Like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, Travis been getting the bag. And that's what I'm saying. Like every time we see him, Travis, like it's not for no fucked up shit. Like it's, it used to be for some weird stuff like going on with Kylie or whatever. But lately it's like, yo, he's either doing some kind of endorsement or it's music, I don't know how I feel about the music, but it's one of the two. Yeah. Who you said Khaled? Why did you say Khaled?
Well, that was my first instinct, but then you mentioned everything that Travis did this year, and I got to give it to Travis, man. He definitely he's been doing behind the scenes shit. That's just like super, super fire. Obviously Jay-Z all the time, but shit, I would say I don't know why Kanye's not on that list. He just signed with fucking The Gap and he's like worth $3 billion. Obviously, he's doing something right.
I don't know. Fucking. He just said like he's not working with The Gap anymore until they give him like a board seat.
For fuck's sakes, man. He can't just accept it. Like, holy shit, man. He wants his masters. He wants everything, man. Like, god damn, he can't be the president too. But
still trying to be president too. Like, fuck.
Yeah, like get out of here, man. Okay. Anyways, how long is we got to? What other categories are there, my friend?
Best hip hop platform.
Complex,
Hip Hop DX, Hot New Hip Hop, The Breakfast Club, The Joe Budden Platform, The Shade Room XXL, Just Kicking It with Polo Shorts.
Yo, yes, I'd say Just Kicking It is the winner this year. That'd be so sick, man.
Soon, man.
Imagine being nominated for that and Best New Artist.
That would be fucking dope.
That's a flex. But I'd say probably Joe Budden.
I'm actually just looking up here like what like Travis Scott's endorsements have like made him this past year.
Study.
Travis Scott's Astro World Tour grossed $53.5 million in 2019. The year's top hip hop road show. And then he followed it with the free Fortnite concert, reaching 27 million viewers. And then performances helped boost sales of his Cactus Jack products, sneakers, action figure. Yeah, man, this dude is just fucking like he's selling fucking action figures.
He's killing the game of life, bro.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he's selling everything he can.
He's trying to get back at Kylie Jenner. Like, do you think you're gonna be the only billionaire, bitch?
So yeah. But yeah, I think if not us, the best hip hop platform I think is Complex. It's because they have Everyday Struggle on there. But yeah, who would you give it to?
Travis. Or no, sorry, the Joe Budden podcast. I'd give it to them. Yeah, I give it to them for sure. I just think they just impact the hip hop. They impact hip hop so much, man. They literally start conversations. Like they have conversations about verses, and then the verses battles happen. Like Swizz Beats listens to that podcast. He's like, "That's a good idea." Like they're really, really impactful on the low, and I think what his takes have been very accurate. And I feel like the conversations that come around that podcast are revolutionary, and like he really is like a very like he's like for one of the first guys to do a Spotify deal and shit. Like I think it's well deserved. Like it's something that he's so good at it, and he never gets his credit. And I think if there was ever a time to give Joe Budden his flowers, I think it would be for this podcast, because I think
you don't think fucking Everyday Struggles is tight too though,
man.
You don't didn't the Joe Budden podcast was birthed from Complex.
No, dude, that's not true. It happened way before.
They gave birth to him because he started on Everyday Struggle.
No, he did the podcast beforehand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but like
he was like hip hop. They started talking about hip hop on that.
He was actually his idea to do Everyday Struggle. That was his idea. That was Joe Budden's idea. They're his sons.
All right then. All right.
Too much info.
You have me convinced then.
Yeah. He is.
He came up with the idea to me.
He did.
No, I definitely watch like some of his like segments as well. Like whenever there's like a hot topic, I'll go check out like what they have to say as well. So I know the influence they have. I saw that like Maul was sampled in the intro of Tory Lane's new album.
He was sucker.
yeah. I'm like, yo, Tory, why are you so mad if you didn't do it? But we'll talk about that later. So yeah, I agree with you, Joe Budden podcast, and it is Sweet 16 best feature verse.
Oh, this about to be whack, huh? I can't tell. Anytime anyone, but like, there's a certain people that I like to hear like their opinions on bars, but definitely award shows is not the one. Don't tell me fucking Beyonce's versus feature. Beyonce, I swear to God, bro.
Savage remix.
No way. Are you serious?
That's the first one, bro.
Fuck off, bro. That's
Best on Earth.
Oh, that's fire. That's a fire song.
Featuring Bia. Bia goes hard with the bars.
That shit was fire, actually.
Cardi B, Writing on the Wall, French Montana.
That shit is trash.
Post Malone, yeah.
That's an awful song, bro.
Roses remix with St. John.
That's fire.
The Future's verse on that is fire?
Oh, no, I didn't hear that.
Roddy Rich, Rockstar, The Baby Fit, Roddy Rich.
That's a good song.
Travis Scott remix, Young Thug, Gunna, and Travis Scott.
So that's an awful list. I'm going to say that off the bat.
I actually think Beyonce might have the best.
What the fuck?
Beyonce and Bia.
I say Bia for sure because I like her verse.
It was a pretty tight, like, she came through with that shit,
Man, I like her little pre-chorus is super sexy, where she's like, I got drip on the floor, just getting nasty. He ain't keeping his hands up off my ass cheek.
Yeah.
I think that shit's fire. Let me play that.
Yeah, I think both Beyonce and Bia. I'll give it to Bia. I think Beyonce's on this list because Beyonce doesn't make a lot of appearances. I don't even think she made an appearance all through the year except this feature.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they gotta acknowledge Queen Beyonce. I thought it was a tight verse, but I do agree with you. Bia's verse is actually even a rap verse.
Yeah. She's actually like spitting bars. Yeah. It's crazy. On a 16 category, yeah, she actually has I think it's an 8, but listen to this. This is one of the best songs this year. Light me up, light me up, light me up. I done seen the whole world and they knowing that how it's us. They roll, they ain't really as loud as us. I be hoping that it's love, but it really just be the lust. Anything for a rush now. It's been lives on the touchdown. It's a cold world, get a bust down. How you feel about my body and my trust now? Yeah. He's the life is too short, he think that we should fuck now. I think I'm finna break up, it's gonna be quick. You know I ride that dick till I get seasick. Wait, this little bitch.
Just be his boy Wonder.
Yeah, bro. She killed that verse. She's so fun too, bro.
She's fine. I agree with you. Definitely. All right, but definitely Beyonce close second, and I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to Beyonce. Just wouldn't be.
I hated her bar on that. She on Demon Time.
Impact track, Lockdown, Anderson .Paak, and J Rock. Rockstar, BLM remix, The Baby and Roddy Ricch. I don't even know. Snow in the Bluff, J Cole.
Ooh, that song is really fire.
The Bigger Picture, Lil Baby. This category is about impact. Anthony, Rhapsody, Fit, PJ Morton.
Hates Rhapsody.
I'm just like,
you still already read that?
Do you know the fucking track though? Do you know the fucking track I'm talking about? Get the fuck out of here.
You had to stay when you were reading it.
That's what I mean. You know, that's what I mean. Like
what did she do to you, bro?
I don't know, man. The issue with Rhapsody with me is just like, you know, I think even Cardi B said it's like, yo, like they're like all these female rappers, they're always rapping about the same thing. It's always about their pussy, all this shit. And even Cardi B's like, yo, there's other rappers that's not rapping about this shit, like Rhapsody. But it's like, y'all don't want to listen to them, you know. Here's this fucking track by Rhapsody here. We both don't fucking know it, you know. I don't even care to check it out.
Okay, hold on. What's it called?
It's called AFENI, Afeni.
AFDNI?
Yeah.
Oh, it's featuring D Smoke.
Wait, what's it called? Afeni?
Afeni.
This is featuring PJ Morton.
Who's the DJ or who's the producer? Probably Ninth.
I don't see a producer on here.
Well, that's Ninth. That's Ninth. Ooh. You feeling this, aren't you? Fuck.
My brothers, I love you. I hate to know some of you treat us like lovers. Black card for folks, baby, you can use discover. Define yourself, do you feel the same way about your mother? Do you overlook our beauty, but you love it on all the others? Hope you teach your daughters all to stay away from suckers like yourself. You don't love yourself. I'm so southern. I'm so the soul with the without hot others. Here's a plate. Know your hate come from a black man's struggle. We all in the same shape, so I know I fit your puzzle. Either way, we got your back. We only pray you be our muscle. Strength in the times we all overcome with trouble. Every day we pulling doubles. Watch self and home. My mom and daddy taught me early on, protect your
home. Man, if this is the first time I'm hearing this track and you're hearing this track, this is not an impactful track. That's me being real. Like, yeah, like it sounds like a dope track. I gotta check it out. But yeah,
it sounded fire. I just wanted to get that out there because she has this verse on Prime 2 where she honestly low key does a
I know what you're talking about.
What did she say? Something about vowels, man. That bar was nasty. What did she say? Okay, I'm gonna look it up, but you can go to the next category.
So, but yeah, who would you give it to though? We haven't given it to someone. Oh yeah,
Lil Baby
by Wale and Kelly Price. Yeah, I think Lil Baby had the most impactful. J. Cole tried to have a moment with that Snow in the Bluff track, but
I love that song. Going back to it, man.
I think that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's definitely superior rapping on there. You know, I feel like who else is rapping better than that? You know, like
the rapping on that is unbelievable.
Best international flow. Dejonja, Karis, Kerlagraph. I don't want to be butchering these names. That's from Kenya. Merle, France. Miss Banks, UK. Nasty C, South Africa. Stormzy, UK. Actually, no, Nasty C from South Africa. Stormzy. I'd probably give it to Nasty C, man. Nasty C's pretty nice.
Dude, listen to this bar from Rhapsody. Okay. Cross the line, motherfucker. I'ma line it out with vowels. I owe you nothing. Fuck your vows.
Ooh,
That's pretty gross.
pretty disgusting.
That's pretty clever, man. That's a nice punch there. She's got one of those. She's one of those like rappers that like just does these like little quick jabs, but they're just so impactful.
Word.
Well,
So yeah, that's the BT list.
word. Good luck to everyone in that. On to the next topic. We got Dr. Dre. Let's give a round of applause for Dr. Dre right now. Motherfucker got the bag. He kept the bag from his wife, so-called wife, who tried to even take his name, take the Chronic, take everything. She's like, bitch, I own Snoop. I'm like, yo, what? Like, you don't. I want the name Snoop Dogg. Like, what are you talking about? But he kept it. He didn't have to give anything away. We just wanted to highlight that. Nothing really to talk about too much. Like, it's just like, yeah, finally we get one.
So for those that don't know, like Dr. Dre is getting a divorce. I think his wife is the one initiating the divorce from him, and she was trying to get compensation because Dre is damn near a billionaire. She's trying to get a compensation of $2 million a month, I think, for the rest of her life.
Yeah,
like
fuck out of here.
That's what I understand it was, and yeah. So the court definitely leaned towards Dre's favor, and he doesn't have to pay this woman
I hope she gets something though. That is his wife.
$1 a month. I hope she gets something, but yeah, I'm sure she's gonna get something.
Yeah.
She was just like, yo, this and not $2 million a month.
I am the Chronic. You weren't even there.
Did our marriage mean nothing to you?
You see the bag? Nah. So congratulations to Dr. Dre. This is one small win for men across the world. We usually just get the shit end of the stick. So
yeah, man. Like I'm so happy for him. Like that's great news.
yeah,
that's great news. I'm almost certain he signed a prenup, and that's what that was. And that's really what that was about, because she wouldn't have made a big deal about it. She was trying to say all this stuff as well. There was definitely a prenup in the place, and she was just trying to dispute it, and he just beat that case. Lawyer was like,
yeah.
The judge was like, none of that. This is Dr. Dre. That would be me if I'm a judge.
Yeah, fuck out of here.
You know who this is?
First of all, put on the Chronic. Or Room, if you could just like play the Chronic right now, I'd really appreciate it. All right, but congratulations. On to our final topic for Global, and I don't want to take too much time on this because I don't really like talking political stuff. I'm so sick of this shit. But
I feel you.
The presidential debates, I watched some of it. Could not sit through it, my dude. Like I couldn't do it. I watched 10 minutes and it was too infuriating. I'm like, how is this a debate? This is ridiculous. Like,
yeah, no, it was silly. I probably started like 30 minutes into it and then watched till the end. I don't know, it was, yeah, they were both none, like, I don't know, man. Like afterwards, I saw the news channel I was watching it on. They had a fact checker come on and were like, yo, like there were just so many lies. Boy,
they're just both lying, like,
literally. And the real issue though was that, there were rules. It's like when the other person is speaking, you don't speak, right? Like that's how it is, right? And the moderator did not have it under control, because Trump was speaking every time, like cutting Biden off. Like always, and it was just like, yo, why don't you just switch off fucking Trump's mic? Like why are we why can't the president of the United States like follow the rules of this simple debate? You know what I mean?
For real. He had some funny lines though, man. I can't even front. Even though he didn't, man, I don't know why he didn't just say, yo, fuck white supremacy. He said it in the past, so I don't know why.
Man, I think, and that's what I got from this whole thing was Trump thinks he's gonna lose, man. Trump is fearing, because there's all this, yo, everyone has to vote. And, he's been trying to push, no mail ballots. He doesn't want people to do mail ballots, but that's still gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, I get the feeling. The feeling I got from watching him there is that, yo, this guy feels like he's gonna lose, and his base, from what he knows, has a bunch of fucking white supremacists in it, has a bunch of racists in it. So you asking, and you know that right in that moment where he's unsure of who's really rocking with him, and you ask him like, yo, so you fucking with these white supremacists? That's basically, you know, him could just. That's an opportunity to just give him a middle finger to his base in his mind. He's like, yo, that's why he was like stand by it. In my mind, I thought he was just communicating to his base. He was like, yo, I can't lose you guys.
It was just frustrating to me because I've seen videos of him disavowing like all those guys, and he made the KKK a terrorist group recently, and like he did all that. So I was watching and I was like, what the hell, man? Like why did you even have to think about it? That's what bothered me the most. I was like, and then I saw people being like, well, yeah, he said it in the past, but like, well, like, yeah, dude, but like anytime someone comes up to you and is like, yo, do you fuck with white supremacists? You're not gonna fucking sit there and be like, you're gonna be like, no, like fuck them, like you know, like it's just infuriating to watch that because I had all these preconceived notions about the guy, and then I found information, and I'm like, okay, so maybe some of the things that I'm hearing maybe aren't so true, but now it's like that kind of puts me in this position where I'm like, well, now I'm like, I don't like. It's so clear cut. It's like, yo, like it's such an easy answer to say, you know, it's like, no, I don't. That's all you had to say. And he couldn't do it. And it's like, yo, okay, that kind of lets me know where you're at, bro. Like, what the fuck, yo? Unless he comes out and says like, I don't know how he's going to clean that up. Cause it's like, unless you come out on the next debate and be like, first thing he says is like, hey, I disavow like all these guys. Like, I don't fuck with any of that shit. I don't really know because it's like now it's like, is that your true colors, dog? Like, you know?
Yeah, man. They asked him about his taxes, which were just leaked a couple days before. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw that.
His whole through his presidency, we've been trying to get this through the campaign. They've been trying to get his tax returns. He said never. You guys will never get it throughout the presidency. You guys will never get it. And I'm like, you're the president of the United States, man. Someone want to get your tax.
Dude, actually, I watched this.
They got it. They gave it to the New York Times. Anyways, what were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to add to your point, but you can finish what you were saying.
No, I was just saying, yeah, they have this fucking tax returns now. Like he went through all that trouble to fucking keep it a secret, but now they fucking have it.
Yeah. Well, apparently it's more of a bigger issue of billionaires. So like the system in place is basically allowing these guys to get richer and not pay as many taxes as the normal people because they have certain loopholes that these billionaires found out about, including Trump, but including all these billionaires. And it's a broken system, and it's a conversation that needs to be had where it's like, yo, it's not fair that these guys Jeff Bezos can have $400 billion, whatever, 200 billion, whatever it is, like trillions, and he doesn't have to pay like these fucking taxes just because he has like a loophole, you know, like, and like I'm out here fucking every paycheck. I'm like, yo, 40%, son. Like, come on.
But this is what I'm saying though. That's what I'm saying though. What does it mean that the dude that is in the fucking office did not pay any tax? You know, like what does it really mean? You know what I mean?
It means the system's corrupt.
You know, but what is leaving that person there gonna, you know, what it gonna do? Because all his agenda is yo, his whole that's what the last 4 years has been, is like, yo, let's keep the tax for the corporate guys as low as we can keep it, you know. That's his whole, so that's not gonna change, you know. Like when he comes out, he's gonna make it so he can really evade tax, you know, like he can make it scot-free that he's evading tax. I think the real issue from the tax returns that we saw was that not only was he not paying tax, but a lot of what he was doing was really tax fraud, because he was like moving money like in very weird ways. Like he would pay like his children to be like clients or like consultants of something, but just as a way for them to like add it to their fucking, you know, like not pay tax on it and shit. Like he was just doing all these weird maneuvers. He said, like, I don't know, man. When I just think about that, it's based on everything that they said. Like, cause I saw that Wesley Snipes was trending when his tax returns were released, because Wesley Snipes is someone who a famous black man who fucking went to jail for fucking evading tax.
Yeah.
You know,
I wonder why now. Fuck. Like, goddamn.
and it's like what's real here is like if Trump doesn't become president, he could get arrested, bro. He could go to jail. You know,
Yeah.
because right now that's what's keeping him. Is like the president is pardoned, right? He's the president of the United States, and if he continues another 4 years, he's the president. No one's gonna arrest the president.
He's like, I just need 4 more years. I'll probably die.
If he doesn't become president, fucking Joe Biden is not gonna pardon him as president. He's going to jail. You know, so like Trump needs to win. That's literally what I saw when I was watching that. It's like, yo, this is a guy unsure that he's not gonna win. And now you asking him to his face, like, yo, so the guys who really rock with you, the white supremacists, do you fuck with them or not? National news is watching you right now. Is he gonna be like, yo, fuck you guys?
He has to.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's the right thing to do. But what I'm saying is, from Trump's head, Trump is trying to win. He's trying to stay out of jail. He's, literally, what the tax returns are even telling us is that he was not a billionaire when he got into office. He was in serious debt. He's still in serious debt. When he comes out, he's gonna have to deal with that debt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but it's like 50-cent debt. Like, these guys, they know how to play the system. So it's like, it may be perceived as debt per se, but like they're using it as a tool. That's probably how they're able to avoid taxes and shit like that, because they have the perception of like, oh yeah, I don't have that much money, but in the low they have like this crazy like billion, I don't know, man. I think the one thing that bothered me the most about the debate was not even the yelling and all that. That shit was fucking hilarious sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. There was a few moments that was super funny. Like, there were some things that Trump said that actually had me dying laughing. It was so ridiculous. Where he was like, what did he say? Fucking Joe Biden was like, he's like, I beat Bernie Sanders, and then Trump's like, not by much. And I laughed really hard. I was like, yo, you're so petty, bro. But I think the one thing that bothered me the most was him not being able to, like, he said sure, but he didn't say it clear enough. Like, you have to, anytime you're asked that question, bro, you have to fucking be so on point. And like, I just can't get down with someone that can't do that, bro. No matter what the hell you're doing, shit like that that just eats away at me, where I'm like, yo, like that's like evil. Like, come on, man. Like, that's clearly evil.
Man, like, I don't know if you saw when he was trying to like go at fucking Biden's son. I was like probably the lowest point of that whole thing, man. He was like, Biden has 2 sons. I didn't even know this prior to this. It was like, yo, your son was in the military. The conversation had nothing to do with that. I think it was a question for Biden, right? And so Trump wasn't even supposed to be talking, and Trump is like, yo, your son was like dishonorably like discharged from the military, and Biden's like, that's not true, that didn't happen. He's like talking about his son. He's like, yo, my son is a war hero. He came back home. He's talking about his one son. He's like, no, not that son. You have a son who is addicted to drugs, and he was dishonorably discharged. And you could tell like Biden was blindsided by that, and he addressed it. He was like, I have a son who, like a lot of people, struggled with like drug addiction, and he's battled it. He's come home now, and or I think the son even passed away or something, but it was just like Trump was just trying to go at that, he was just trying to like, basically trying to go at like, yo, your son is like, was dishonored. I mean, the case wasn't even that he was dishonorably discharged for being on drugs. He literally had to leave the army because it was on drugs. It was not, anyways. But that's what he was going. You know what I mean? His whole tactic was just like, you know what I mean, like just coming
gross
aggressively, and it's like, yo, that was low. I didn't know that information about Biden prior to that. It's like, yo, damn, really
come on, man.
But yeah, it's just. Yeah. I don't know. You see that, and I just when I watched that whole thing from what I saw from start to finish, I just saw it as like, Trump is very unsure that he is not going to win. I didn't see a confident. I saw him like really out there. That's why I was trying to cut off everything you was saying. Like, I saw him really out there like fighting. And it's not a good look. And people are saying this is a very like one of the most important elections in recent history. So Yeah, it's
Pray for the United States, man. That's all we can do right now. It's messed up over there.
it is, man. But yeah, on to
Anyways,
on to on to other news.
something a little more cheery.
So Tory Lanez drops into our national news. Tory Lanez drops the music video for one of his tracks off his new album, Daystar, Most High. What do you think about this music video?
Music video was really fun.
Yeah, I thought it was
Now, at the same time, okay, last week we talked about Tory's album, right? And we were both pretty adamant, being like, you know what, this was really dope. The more I think about it, dog, the more I'm like, is this just like really low hanging fruit? And are you just a liar? And like, are you just like bullshitting with us? Because from what I get from Tory, he's just all about that money. He's about that bag. He's one of those artists that did a song with 6ix9ine unapologetically. You know, it's something like, if I was to guess right now who the liar is, it would be Tory Lanez. Like,
just the way you're talking, like
dude.
if I was just talking like a Tory's lawyer, like
Yeah.
look, bro, like
You're a fucking liar, and I just don't believe you anymore. I had a week of being like, you know what, this is fire, and then I just like thought about it. I'm like, man, like literally, like all they have to do is release a video, and I just want to know. I'm so sick of not knowing.
We all need to know. I saw Anthony Fantano basically did a video like, "Yo, Tory Lanez is trashed," and was basically like, "I'm not gonna reviewing the album, you know, because basically he said I listened to the album, but basically like all he really wanted to know is like from your side, a woman has accused you of shooting her. You need to come out and say you didn't do it." You know, like if you're saying you didn't do it, you need to explain why she's saying. You know what I mean? You need to like, why is this woman saying you shot her if you're just gonna say you didn't do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, why is she just a liar all of a sudden?
You know what I mean? You need to give us some kind of explanation as to all of that. And you know, sadly, none of that happened. You know, I think you sent me a video a while ago of a panel of managers. I think it was by United Masters. And I watched it, and I think like Jay Addy's manager was in it, the baby's manager was in it, someone else's manager was in it, and Tory's manager was in it. And I don't know, could have been better coordinated, that whole conversation. But what I took from that was like, man, Tory's got one of the best managers in the game. You know, like this dude did not, you know, just the way he spoke, he was very professional. And every time he spoke with Tory, he had nothing but great things to say about Tory and shit. Like I was just like, yo, Tory, this is when I was like, yo, this is Tory's manager. Like, yo, Tory is in great hands. Can you hear me?
Sorry, I can hear you now. My fucking cat, bro. She's so stupid.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, this is Tory's manager. I'm like, yo, Tory's in great hands. And so yeah, when this album came out, that's immediately, even before I played the album, and because I thought it was a song, and I went to Spotify and I saw like the 17 tracks. I was like, I can't believe like Tory's manager greenlighted this. Like this is just, you know, I just feel like, you know, regardless of music or anything, I just, you know, we can all agree that this is a poor way to go. You know, if a woman, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, I voiced this last week. So what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, it sounds like a bunch of excuses now to me.
Yeah.
When I listen to the album, he's like, yo, they're out to get me. Like everyone, I'm paranoid. Like, you know, like, it's just like, son, like there's.
Shoot her or not, you know,
did you shoot her, bro? Like
this is how I see it. If Tory had a daughter, you know, he said he has a kid. I don't know if it's a girl or a boy. I'm pretty sure it's a boy. But if he had a daughter, and his daughter came home tonight with a bullet hole in her leg, God forbid, and says, "Daddy, this boy shot me."
Tory Lanez shot me.
You know, not that Tory Lanez is the dad. Daddy, this boy shot me.
I know.
Obviously, Tory's gonna grab the tool, go over to this boy's house, knock on the door. You know,
you fight.
the boy's gonna refuse to open the door, and from through the door, he says he didn't do it. He didn't do it. And you're like, all right, maybe you guys go and contact the police. You're waiting. As far as dude says he didn't do it, Tori's like, all right, I can't do anything to this dude. A couple days pass and this dude like releases a fucking musical project. He's like, you know what I mean? He's like,
A full 17-track album. I didn't shoot Tori's daughter.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's just kind of like, that's just distasteful. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, look at the situation, bro. Like, so that's when I just look at the situation, it's just poor taste to release an album. Regardless of what the music is, the album is poor taste. And that's when I think of Tori's team, and I know how efficient his manager is. I just think of like, there's a bunch of people that have to greenlight this, before you put out an album. So I'm like, how did all these people tell you this was a good idea? I feel like this probably just goes back to Tori's attitude of, fuck all of you, I'm dropping this album. Because I'm almost certain his manager would have told him, bro, I don't know how I feel about this one. Like,
now, what I will say, you pointed out this track to me last week, and this probably is one of my favorite songs this year. And I can't front it. This song is incredible.
Oh yeah, I love this track. Yeah.
Do my exes wrong when I get petty. Just trying to pay my rent and get this ready.
Him on some weekend shit, bro.
Oh man, this song is amazing, man. I can't lie. There's a few tracks on here, like he's so good at music, man. I can't. Man, it pisses me off.
I just feel like it's kind of like it's almost like a diversion,
Yeah.
If that's the case. So this is the case. This is how I see it. If Tori is innocent, let's say Megan was walking away, and this is how I have to play it in my head. If Tori is innocent, I have to believe he didn't shoot her. Maybe his security shot her, and Megan turned around and thought it was Tori that shot her. And that's where the confusion. This is gonna come out later on, and it's gonna be like, it was actually someone else that shot. It was not Tori. That's how I see this playing out in Tori's way. So that's actually what happened. Then Tori is on this album, really being like, I can't understand why you're framing me. Like all these people are hating me for something I didn't do. But I'm gonna keep winning. That's one way to see it. However, if Tori did shoot her, which is looking like the more likely situation here. This album is very toxic, because it seems like he's like, yo, I still love you, all this shit is fluff, like it's all, you know what I mean? Like it's very.
This is something I would put out after shooting a chick.
Like, yeah,
I still love you. I'm toxic. You ever had to come to that realization, bro? You always think that the girl's toxic, and then you realize, yo, it might be me.
We're usually both toxic. We usually make that decision like, yo, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, this is not healthy for anyone.
But yeah, I believe, because I think of a track like Most High. I look at that music video, he's doing all these, looks like Slick Rick. He's doing all these different characters.
It was on some Slim Shady shit, actually. It reminded me of them.
It's like, yo, he's just having a good time. And I'm just like, yo, if you shot this chick, though, it's kind of weird watching you do this. It's like, it's you know what I mean? It's kind of like, yo, you almost you kind of look crazy doing this,
Yeah, man.
That's where I'm at. I hope he didn't do this, man. But like you said at the start of this, if one of them is most likely lying, it's probably Tori. You know what I mean? Like, and like you said, like we both critique the music for what it was last week, and I agree with you. I'm still not gonna hate that song. I've returned to a couple of the tracks. It's still good music, but for the most part, I think someone else pointed out this, like he hasn't even acknowledged that she got shot. So there's not even an acknowledgement, like I think on the song like Slim and Queen, he's like, he references like song crying. He's like, yeah, the shit I did was whack, but you don't get a nigga back like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you shot her, yeah, the shit I did was whack is not enough, bro. Like, like,
yo, I fucked up. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, that was whack. Like, like, yo, I shot your daughter. I'm sorry, that was whack. You know, I'm sorry for such a whack thing I did.
He has an interesting way to rap, man. He has really cool punchlines, but then every now and then he just has like a lot of filler bars, and I'm just like I don't know. He has an interesting style, but let's hope Tori's telling the truth. Let's hope. Well, shit, man. Let's hope Megan has a reason. If she does have the incorrect information, I'm sure there's a reason, because I just can't see her as that. I can't see her lying like that. I've tried to think about the situation as many times as possible. I'm like, there's no circumstance where I think Megan is not telling the truth.
I just think at this point, Tori needs to, because if this is going to be a case closed, they're going to be like, Tori is not the shooter. Whatever. I don't know how they're going to just going to close the case. They can't speak on it anymore.
Yeah.
Tori has to release a statement and say like, yo, this is what happened. The case is closed. This is what happened that night. This is why I'm innocent. This is why she's saying she thinks it's me. You know, he has to point, because again, he did not acknowledge that she got shot on the project. It's not even it's not even like, yo, I'm sorry about the injuries. You know, I'm not. You know what I mean? Like there's not in the very first track. He's like, yo, how the fuck did you get shot and didn't hit any of your bones? You know,
Yeah.
He points that out. So it's almost like, yo, you didn't get shot. You know,
I did a good job.
You know. So the perspective on the project is like, you didn't even get hurt that night. I'm not the one that hurt you. I mean, I might have done something else that night, but it's not what people think I did. I did not shoot you. You know what I mean? But Megan has shown us pictures of her foot. The doctor has confirmed that they pulled out bullet fragments. We saw photos of her bleeding that night. So again, bro, like, it's not adding up, bro. So,
all signs point to he's lying.
He's like, yo, I think I'm where you're at, bro. The music is really good, and I'm listening to it, and I'm just like thinking twice as I'm listening to this. I'm
like, why is this fire?
I'm like, yo, this is hard, but I'm like, damn, bro.
You're a liar. You a talented liar.
Yeah. I hope the story reveals. As far as this Most High music video, it's a lit music video if you didn't do it.
Yeah.
You know, that's really where it's at.
Anyways, more will come.
No shit.
Is that it for national?
That's it for national.
All right. On to some local news. We'll have a guest on here pretty soon, I'm sure. We're in talks with some people, so I'm sure we'll have a guest on here pretty soon. Any females listening, you're definitely welcome. Any males next time? I'm just kidding. Yo, I'm sorry. So this topic that we're about to talk about is something we were going to talk about last week, but we changed it because we had a meeting and there's just like a lot going on. And so this topic this week is, what is something you listen to that other people wouldn't know that you listen to? So like, what's something that you listen to on the low that people really wouldn't expect you to listen to? So I'm interested to hear what you have to say, Shel.
So yeah, I'll kind of talk a bit about this. Definitely Lana Del Rey. I feel like what I listen to is mainly rap. Benny the Butcher is one of my favorite rappers right now. And so like the contrast from listening to Benny and Lana Del Rey is like just so different.
Yeah.
Benny is just like hard, grimy. It's more like upbeat music. And then Lana's like slow. You know, it's more about, you know, just fucking pleasuring you with her voice. You know, she's just singing all this like lustry shit. But yeah, I recently rekindled my love for Lana Del Rey. I think she released a song called Looking for America. It's a single, which reminded me a lot of her old stuff. And so I went back and listened to her first album, Born to Die. And yeah, really great music. So that's one person. And also the Beatles. The Beatles are someone I got into them probably like at the start of university. I was always looking for new like music to listen to on the train.
Yeah.
And then just, you know, I think this was still in torrenting days. I just torrented like all of all of their discography. So I had every single Beatles album on my iPod. And so yeah, I just like went through it like in like through a whole semester, and I was just like became a Beatles fan. Probably like went through their whole like the career within that short time, and yeah, I just really enjoyed a lot of the music. I really love John Lennon's writing. I think
Mm.
he was really the one that brought that like because they initially started out with the love songs. It was all just like I want to hold your hand, like all like yesterday, like all these just songs about girls, and then like John Lennon and I would even say Paul McCartney really like pushed it, and that's when they like opened up the like psychedelic realm. They were like, they're obviously doing acid around that time as well, but then they started writing songs like "Happiness Is a Warm Gun,"
Mm. Yeah.
um, fucking "Strawberry Fields Forever," fucking even that title. Um, that whole project. What's it called? Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Heart Band. The concept of that is like they're not even the Beatles anymore. They're like a circus band called Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Heart Band, and like this is like a whole different like I don't know. They just took the whole idea of like being like conceptual and like creative with music to a whole new level. And then from there, like I feel like they created the genre of psychedelic rap, and from there we got like Pink Floyd. And so that would be my last pick if I was picking three. Pink Floyd is something else I listen to, which is Birth from Beatles, I believe.
Mm.
And yeah, I love Pink Floyd, man. That's definitely I don't know if you know listen to that. Um that's definitely like vibe music, man. I have to like if I'm listening to that, I listen to the whole album. Like that's how that music is for me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool, man. I didn't know you listened to Pink Floyd. I've never really got into them. What album do you suggest?
Fuck, man. My favorite album by them is Shine on You Crazy Diamond. Oh no, wait. It's called I Wish You Were Here, my bad. But the opening and closing tracks are called Shine on You Crazy Diamond, and they're probably the best tracks. Shine on You Crazy Diamond is 1 to 5. That's the first track. And Shine on You 6 to 9 is the last track. So it's like a whole piece that continues. I think the first one is like 9 minutes long or 13 minutes long. And the last track is also 13 minutes long. So together it's like a 26 minutes like piece. And it's like, man, I can't describe how these guys made music, man. But it's like, I know they weren't acid throughout the whole creation, but it's like basically like it would like so. Shine on You Crazy Diamond is intro with the synthesizer guy plays the synth like going into it. Then the guy with the bass comes through, and then the music changes up, but it leads perfectly, so you can't even tell like you transition into two. And then the guy with the guitar comes through with a solo, a crazy ass guitar solo, and then you finally have lyrics like fucking 9 minutes into the song, and then it goes back into like a saxophone outro, then some more guitars. Like it's just like it's a whole like musical piece, It's crazy. And the person who started Pink Floyd, his name was Sith Barrett, and this is a fact, went crazy, like actually crazy from doing a lot of LSD. He went like lost his mind, had to go into a psych ward and actually like died pretty early.
Oh.
And so he was the one that started the band and used to write the songs for the band and shit. But then when he passed away, the guitarist became like the lead writer. And then that album, "Wish You Were Here," is dedicated to the guy who started the band, who isn't there anymore, right? So it's a dedication album to him, like "Wish You Were Here." And then that series, "Shine on You Crazy Diamond," is basically an ode to him because he's crazy, but he's still a diamond, so "Shine on You Crazy Diamond." And the whole theme of the album is just like the music business is like, Have a Cigar is like the first time like he goes and signs a deal with the music business, and just how they're treating him. One of the songs is called "Welcome to the Machine," and just how cold the business can be. It's a concept album, with all the music going around it. So fucking nuts. But that is the one I would recommend. But their most popular album is "Dark Side of the Moon." I'm sure you've heard of that one.
Yeah.
It has like the prism and then the rainbow coming out of it. Again, that is like a beautiful album, and it's a concept album. And the concept is life. It's like the whole like series of life, like being born, it's all the decisions you make, but it's just put in a very like artistic piece, It's Like the song "Money," there's a song on there called "Money," and it literally has like change in the instrumental, like being shaken, and it's part of the drum beat. Song "Time" has like the clock ticking, the trends. I don't know, like, but that's also what makes the music like so trippy as well. Like I think they said the sound, the length, or the whole soundtrack of Dark Side of the Moon fits perfectly with like the very old like Wizard of Oz movie. So I'm sure there's like synced versions on YouTube. There are if people usually like watch on mushrooms and shit. It's
Right.
trippy as fuck. But yeah, man, the music is just powerful because it's more. I feel like they make it for that purpose. It's almost like the music is made to be experienced while you're on psychedelics. That's why it's called psychedelic rock. You know, it's like it's made to be these. They have all these like abstract themes. The music is always switching up. But I just feel like it's just so masterfully done the way they did it. Like they really brought their heads together to create these bodies of work.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
That's sick.
But yeah, I could talk about Pink Floyd forever, man.
Yeah. I'll check out the album. I definitely need to branch out a bit. So,
but yeah, man, what about you? What are some artists that you listen to that people would know?
okay. Now this is gonna sound crazy, but I like to listen to a lot of musicals. I grew up watching like musicals and stuff, and my mom used to play a lot of. She's like a gospel singer. She has a beautiful voice. My mom has an incredible voice, and so she used to grow up, or I used to grow up listening because she had like records playing, and she used to have a lot of musicals, and so one of the ones that I really got attached to is Phantom of the Opera. And so every now and then I'll throw on the Phantom of the Opera soundtrack and listen to it because it's basically a movie. And actually it's something that's like for my music in the future, I essentially want to make like a musical, like for my debut. Like I want it to be like a musical where there's like skits in between, but it transitions perfectly. And it's just listenable. And so that's something I listen to a lot. I also listen to a lot of indie rock. I really like alternative music a lot, like music you bike to. So I can play a song. Do you know who Walk the Moon is?
No.
It's this band that's like I used to listen to when I was a kid, and they put out this album. They put out this album called Talking is Hard. And it's just like really fun. Like it's just shit I bike to. And yeah, it's just like a really good time.
That sounds like 80s music.
Yeah, bro. Listen to this hook. This shit is so catchy.
I'll sample that shit, bro. Like
It's super like upbeat, really fun. Obviously, like I grew up listening to hip hop. I fucking love hip hop, and I always say like, I always joke around being like, yo, I'm just gonna start singing now. But then I make a song and it's literally just bars for like 6 minutes. Like I can't help it. I love rap. But the shit I do listen to is shit that you probably wouldn't expect. I also like listening. I do throw on some Disney songs every now and again. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Disney makes like timeless music. And it just like brings me back to being a kid, and I like the music itself. Like, shit. You ever seen Moana? You're welcome.
what's Moana about? Maybe I have seen it.
She's like from Hawaii or some shit. Let me play a song.
Yeah, I just wanted to like read this before. I want to confirm it before I continue. So, former Pink Floyd vocalist and bassist Roger Waters has claimed that the signature descending ascending half-tone chord progression from Phantom's title song was plagiarized from the bass line of a track on the 1971 Pink Floyd album Metal called Echoes. He avoided taking legal action, saying, "Life's too long to bother with suing Andrew fucking Lloyd Webber." But this is a fact. I'm familiar with that chord progression. It's the one that goes doom, 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 doom. So the very like the most popular part of the whole thing. It's actually from a Pink Floyd song that dropped before
Really?
Phantom of the Opera came out.
Wow.
And so yeah, the writer, Roger Waters, who's also the bass guitarist for Pink Floyd, so he wrote that bass part, voiced it around the time. He's like, yo, you guys actually plagiarized our shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
You're
gonna
biting
say
my
it,
style,
like,
son.
but, yeah, that's just how influential.
Dude, that's a cool little
just
connection.
crazy, man, because that's like it's such a, for them, that's like just a portion of the song. Like it's called the metal. That song is like 26 minutes long. It's like literally like a it's the bass line for them, and for him he's using the piano.
Dude, that's so cool. That's a really cool connection. Damn. We're on the right track when shit like that happens, bro. But let me play this song because I'm corny. I watched this movie with one of my exes, and so it's like holds sentimental value to me. That's why I like Disney movies. They always hold like really sentimental value. But this is like the one song. It's by Dwayne Johnson. Like he sings it. Dude, I can't believe I'm a hip hop artist. You know this song?
I see what's happening, yeah. Face to face with greatness and it's strange. You don't even know how you feel. It's adorable. Nice to see that humans.
I think I know the movie you're talking about now. Like when Chris Rock was in it.
He's like a demigod.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
I know it's a lot to the hand of God.
Bro, it just sounds like a rock singing.
What can I say except
You're welcome.
the tides, the sun, the sky.
Dude, that's one of my goals in life, bro.
Picks up.
Is to be in a Disney movie and be like one of the stars in a Disney movie and sing like one of the lead songs. That's literally one of my goals. Like, that'd be so sick. Like, if I had like a kid, I'd be like, that's my voice, and I'm singing that.
Oh, you wouldn't want to be the actor in an actual live action movie?
No, I want to be in an animated movie because those are always good.
Like those are timeless.
I'm trying to do everything I do. I want to be classic, bro. But yeah, bro, that's shit I listened to that you probably wouldn't expect. But that was a fun topic. I'll definitely have to listen to Pink Floyd. I'll definitely go listen to the Beatles. I've listened to the Beatles, but I'll have to listen more intently because I know John Lennon is one of the best writers, and you know how much I appreciate a good writer. So it's very hard to write music, and I think that's very underappreciated, especially in a day and age when no one writes anything. So if I found out Lil Baby didn't write his raps, I probably wouldn't listen to him anymore.
He's definitely writing it.
I hope to God he does, bro.
I mean, I've seen interviews where he says like he's not writing it down, where he talks about the process in the studio, where it's like he just does like he says like that's all like Future, all the Atlanta dudes do it. Like they just basically record line by line, and the engineers, a huge part of assembling the verse.
I'll never understand that. I like the process of
because they're getting it out, right? Like,
I guess. I just like the process of actually writing the lyrics. That's like one of my favorite points of music.
Yeah, I like having it down as well.
I guess we're a dying breed, though.
But I mean, he's MVP this year.
He's killing it. Maybe that's the way.
I don't know if that's the way, but that was Lil Wayne's way, and he was killing it that way.
It's true. That's how Jay. That's how Big Sean. Yeah. Shit. But
I would only do it that way if I was composing the entire verse in my head.
Yeah.
And then rapping. I don't. It seems weird to me to do line by line because then like the whole verse wouldn't be cohesive.
It wouldn't connect. Yeah. I'm trying to have that beginning and ending make sense. I want everything to be like connected. But I feel you. Anyways, that was local. You got a motivation for us, my friend?
Yeah. I guess we can just talk about Jay-Z. Oh, no, not Jay-Z. I'm just talking about Jay-Z because of the spin raps from the Dome thing. But let's talk about Travis Scott because he was highlighted as our hustler this episode. Yeah, man, Travis Scott Travis Scott's just been getting the bag, man, as far as music endorsements, and really showing us the path in music, I recently watched a Nipsey Hussle interview that was just kind of like, music isn't just about the music, the streams and making sales from the music is one aspect of it, but that's not just the whole game, the game is to leverage yourself and become a brand, and from that brand, you know, get create multiple streams of income, and we saw that with Nipsey Hussle, his brand was the marathon continues, from there they were able to leverage a Puma deal. The music label was able to sign a joint venture with Atlantic. They also had their the marathon's clothing store, which was also selling clothes as well. So I think that's just the music business. It really is how you should be looking at the business. Is not just trying to blow up with the music. I feel like if you're trying to get to Jay-Z level, it's about creating those multiple streams from becoming a brand. And I'm highlighting Travis Scott because regardless of how we feel about Travis Scott's music, whether he's writing or not, all that, whatever, he's running his business very well. He puts out an album every once in a while. In between those albums, he's doing all these crazy, creative, innovative endorsement deals. We saw the deal with McDonald's. He's the first person to do that since Michael Jordan. We saw he's pulling in mad numbers with the Fortnite performances during these COVID times. We're seeing he's about to launch a new alcohol drink that's gonna go crazy, man. Called Cacti or something. So we're just seeing that he's literally like I feel like he's a great example of someone that's playing the game very, very well, really running a music business and profiting from that very well. So shout out to Travis Scott. Let's all be inspired by him and follow suit.
Word.
Word. And so to conclude this episode, thank you for listening to Just Kicking It. We'll be back next week with more hip hop news. I am Poliano _DA_Don on Instagram. Soy.
I am at the only true soy.
Yeah. Check us out on your streaming platforms. I go at Polo Show, Soy. We have a project under artist name Lifted Ones. The project is called A Dying Breed. It is a solid listen. You should check that out. And yeah, also check us out on our Lifted Ones Instagram, which is lifted_ones. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.